Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the Jess Chronicles. My name is Jess. In today's video, I'm going to be doing something a little new. Well, I should say new for me because I've seen a lot of other booktubers do this video idea. And that is the TBR prompt jar. It is almost September. Today's the last day of August. And I've got this huge stack of books right next to me. My husband and I are actually in the process of moving, so I've been boxing a lot of my books right now. We're getting them ready to move into the new house. So I decided to just bring out these two huge piles of books that were on my shelf that I have not read. I made a bunch of little prompts and wrote them down on these little pieces of paper. And I'm gonna choose 8 prompts today. I wanna try to read 8 books in September. I usually don't read that much during the month. It's usually around 4 or 5 books per month. So kind of want to challenge myself a little bit, and I thought this would be fun. Let's get into it. All right, I'm gonna shake this up a little bit first. All right, let's see what we got. Prompt number 1. Okay, I guess it's this one. A book set during the summertime. Okay. For this one, I'm gonna go with Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. I meant to read this one earlier this summer in July. I believe this is a childhood friends to romance trope. I read Meet Me at the Lake, also by her, this past summer, and I really loved it. I thought it was very beautiful. This is definitely set in the summertime. This takes place at a lake house. I believe this is set in Canada. Her other book was set in Canada, so I believe this is also set there. I really like Carly Fortune's writing, so I'm gonna go with this one. Prompt number 1 down. Let's see what else. I'm trying to not even look right now. Got one. A classic. Okay. I was kind of hoping that I would get this prompt because I recently picked up Little Women by Louisa May Alcott from the library. And this is a classic story about, I think it's 5 sisters that are in this family? 4. It's about 4 sisters. Little Women. Sweet Meg, feisty Jo, selfless Beth, and precocious Amy together make up the adventurous Little Women of the March family. The 4 girls learn that growing up is never easy, but it's much sweeter when they have their sisters by their side. So I believe this is just like a coming of age story. I want to watch the movie adaptation of this that came out, I think, a few years ago. That looks really good, but I wanted to read the book first, so excited to get to this one. If you have read Little Women, please let me know in the comments. Let me know what you thought about it. Okay, book number 2. Moving on to prompt number 3. I wrote so many things down, I don't even remember what I wrote on these prompts anymore. Yeah, here we go. Okay. I was kind of hoping to not get this one. I've been reading the Throne of Glass series, and each one of those books is at least over 400 pages, at least. So this one is a book over 500 pages. I am still in the middle of the Throne of Glass series. This is the next one up for me, Empire of Storms. This is book number 5. In the series, if you don't count the little novella, The Assassin's Blade. So the whole series is basically about this girl, Selena, and she's an assassin. She gets sent away to this glass kingdom. She has to kind of overcome all these trials. The main gist of the whole series is that there's a bad king ruling over this glass kingdom in this land. I hope I'm explaining this right. Fantasy books, there are just so many characters and different lands and locations. It's a lot sometimes. The king is ruling over this land. He's taken away magic. It doesn't exist anymore. And these people are all under his rule and they're not free. So Selena wants to free all the people in the kingdom and bring magic back. Okay, for this prompt, could go with this one, Empire of Storms. I was going to read it anyways. Fantasy. Got some good ones so far. Prompt number 4. Okay. I like this one. It says, you choose. So I made this kind of like a wild card prompt, and I'm just gonna choose whatever book I feel like I want to add to this list. These 2 books here I just recently picked up from the library. I have The Things We Leave Unfinished by Rebecca Yarros, and this is a romance. So it says, told in alternating timelines, The Things We Leave Unfinished examines the risks we take for love, the scars too deep to heal, and the endings we can't bring ourselves to see coming. And it says it's about 28-year-old Georgia Stanton who has just gone through a divorce, and Noah is the love interest in this book, and it looks like he's a writer. There isn't much the golden boy of modern fiction hasn't accomplished. I feel like I don't really want to read much more on the back cover. Sometimes I just really love to go into a book blind, having no idea what's about to happen. But then I also have this, Guild by Raven Kennedy, and this is part of a series, and this is a fantasy series, and it's a retelling of King Midas. I think there's some romance, but I think I'm gonna go with this one, The Things We Leave Unfinished. Book number 5, book number 5. Yeah, what do we got, what do we got? Okay. Okay. This says a light-hearted book. Okay, light-hearted books. Here's what I came up with. The Hobbit here by J.R.R. Tolkien. This is a classic fantasy. I started this one a while ago. I never finished it, but it's definitely got some cozy fantasy vibes. Is this lighthearted? I'm not sure. I have The Flatshare by Beth O'Leary. This is a little romance story about 2 people who share an apartment, but they are on opposite schedules, so they don't really see one another. But a romance is probably gonna form, right? I'm gonna go with this one. What's next? Okay, so next I have the shortest book on your TBR. So this is the shortest book in my pile of books here right now. This is The Lion in the Living Room by Abigail Tucker. It says, how house cats tamed us and took over the world. Ow. What do you think about this one? Thank you. It's just about the history of cats and how they became domesticized. Is that a word? And how they became domesticated into house pets, and just the history on our furry little feline friends. I've been wanting to get to this one also, so I'm excited that that was a prompt. Okay, kitty time. Here we go. What's our next one? Okay, 1-word title. So I've got 2 options for this prompt. I have this book here, Upstream by Mary Oliver, and this is a poetry collection about nature and just all things outdoors. And then of course, Guild, again by Raven Kennedy, the King Midas retelling. I think I'm gonna go with Upstream. One of the reasons is it is a shorter book, and I'm trying to reach my Goodreads reading goal by the end of this year. Read 70 books. And I'm nowhere near close to that, so it's kind of nice to read a shorter book. I also haven't read poetry in a very, very long time, and I've heard that these poems are just gorgeous, so we're gonna go with this one. And the last prompt for this video, ooh, let's make it a good one. The highest rated book on your TBR. Okay, so I need to look on Goodreads to see what that would be. So the book in my pile here that has the highest rating on Goodreads is The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls. So this is a memoir. I haven't read a memoir in a long time, so this will be a nice change. What is this about? So this is the true story of Jeanette and her family, and her parents were pretty non-conventional in bringing her up. They didn't go to school, didn't have, you know, that type of normal education in the public school system. Glass Castle is a memoir of resilience and redemption, as when sober, Jeanette's brilliant and charismatic father captured his children's imagination, teaching them physics, geology, and how to embrace life fearlessly. But when he drank, he was dishonest and destructive. Her mother was a free spirit who abhorred the idea of domesticity and didn't want the responsibility of raising a family. All of the Wall's children, Jeanette and her siblings, they make it to New York, and then they all live in a big city. They all went to New York, and it says their parents followed them, still choosing to be homeless. This memoir sounds very interesting. I've heard very good reviews about it before from other people. The Glass Castle. All right, so I've got 8 books here for the month of September. Really excited to get to these. I think I want to read this one first. The Things We Leave Unfinished just is really intriguing me right now. I feel like it's a really good variety of genres. This was a fun little kind of game to do to pick out my next books. So maybe I'll make another video like this in the future. So these are the 8 books I'm gonna read in September. I hope you enjoyed this video today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like bookish content, if you like vlogs, if you like music type stuff, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.